In ancient Japan, there lived a samurai known not for his victories, but for his rage. His name was Takero. While other warriors trained their bodies, Takero fought a battle inside his own mind, a battle he was losing. He believed anger gave him strength. That fury sharpened his blade. That rage made him unstoppable. But anger has a price. And Takero was about to learn that lesson in a way he would never forget. One evening, as the sun bled red across the horizon, Takero returned to his village after a battle. He expected honor, respect, admiration, but instead he found silence. A silence heavier than any defeat. His master, an elderly swordsman named Kenshin, waited for him by the old temple. Kenshin looked at Takero with calm eyes and said, "Your anger may win battles, but it will cost you your life." Takero clenched his fists. He hated hearing that. He hated being challenged. And most of all, he hated the idea that his strength came from something other than himself. He turned away, refusing to listen. That night, unable to sleep, Takero walked through the forest. The wind carried the scent of rain. The ground was cold beneath his feet, and there, under the shadow of a great cedar tree, he encountered a wandering monk. The monk bowed gently and asked, "Warrior, why does your spirit tremble?" Takero scoffed. "My spirit doesn't tremble. I am a samurai." The monk smiled softly. "Then why is your sword shaking in your hands?" Takero looked down, and for the first time he saw it. The subtle trembling, the tension in his breath, the fire in his chest that never seemed to cool. Anger had become a prison he didn't even notice he was inside. The monk spoke again. "Anger is like holding a burning coal and hoping your enemy feels the pain." Takero stayed silent. The words felt like a blade cutting through the truth he avoided. The monk then handed him a small wooden cup filled with water. "Carry this without spilling a single drop," he said. Takero laughed. A simple task, too simple for a warrior. He accepted. But with every step, the water shook. His breath made it ripple. His frustration made it tremble. The more he tried to control it, the more he failed. Finally, angry at something so small, he crushed the cup in his hand. The monk only nodded. "This is your mind," he said, "always overflowing, always breaking itself." The next morning, Takero returned to Master Kenshin. He bowed for the first time in years. "Teach me," he said softly, "not to fight with anger, but to live without it." Kenshin smiled. And so the true training began, not with swords, not with combat, but with stillness, hours sitting in silence, days spent watching rain fall from the roof, weeks practicing slow, deliberate breathing. At first, Takero hated it. He wanted action, he wanted urgency, but slowly, very slowly, his mind began to settle. He started to hear the quiet, to feel the wind, to recognize the difference between anger and clarity. The fire didn't control him anymore. He controlled the fire. One day, a challenger arrived, a fierce warrior from a distant province. He demanded a duel. The old Takero would have welcomed the fight with burning rage. But now, he stepped onto the field with a calm that startled even his opponent. When the duel began, Takero didn't attack. He simply moved with precision, breathing steadily, waiting, watching. And when the moment arrived, he struck once, only once, and the duel was over, not out of fury, not out of pride, but out of clarity. The challenger bowed deeply. "You fight like still water," he said. "Impossible to predict, impossible to disturb." That night, as the moon lit the temple courtyard, Kenshin approached Takero. "You have won a greater battle," he said. "Not against a man, but against yourself." Takero looked at his hands. For the first time, they were steady. He understood now. Strength does not come from anger. Anger is loud, wild, chaotic. True strength is the quiet that remains after the storm has passed. And so, Takero, the samurai once known for his rage, became known for something entirely different: his unshakable calm, not because he no longer felt anger, but because he learned to let it go. Mastery begins the moment you stop fighting the world and start mastering the storms within yourself.